Hello and welcome, Libra, to Sincere Tarot, where you get the raw, honest truth to most helpfully advance your spiritual growth and journey on this planet. This is your May 2019 reading. So I'm just starting off with a little excerpt about what's expected astrologically, and I get most of this information from, this is unedited by the way, which is why it's sincere, birthdaypersonality.org. And then I'll be pulling some tarot cards and give you a proper tarot prediction. So, the upper day side of your horoscope is as strong as it will be all year now, although it is only dominant from the 1st to the 14th and on the 29th and the 30th. From the 15th to the 29th, the upper and lower halves are equal in strength, so nice and balanced. Still, you should focus more on your outer goals. You won't be able to totally focus on the career, but you will be able to focus on that more than you have been. The duties and responsibilities of the family can't be ignored, however. Mars, your love planet, crosses the midheaven and enters your 10th career house on the 16th. This gives many messages. Your love life is very high on the agenda. Love is the actual career, regardless of what your worldly career happens to be. The spouse, partner, or current love is successful in his or her own right and is supporting your career. Your social grace, your likability is important and perhaps as important as your professional skills. You further your career goals through social means. Much of your socializing is career related. Mars is still out of bounds all this month, so you're still outside your normal sphere socially in love. Finance isn't a big issue this month. Your money house is basically empty, with only the moon moving through there on the 17th and the 18th. In spite of this, there is prosperity. Pluto, your financial planet, is very well aspected. Earnings are increasing, but there are delays and glitches. Pluto is in retrograde. Venus travels with Uranus from the 17th to the 19th, signaling that you're ready for some adventure. You want to do something different and have perhaps some exotic kind of fun. You might want to test the limits of the body. If so, do it mindfully and safely. The power in the 8th house until this 21st shows that the spouse, partner, or current love is having a strong financial month. You seem very involved in this. It is also a more sexually active kind of period. Whatever your age and stage, libido is higher than usual. Power in the 8th house is good for detox regimes of all kinds and on all levels. It is good for decluttering your life, for simplifying things, for getting rid of what you don't use or need. The cosmos wants to shower its wealth upon us, but if there's no room, it can't do it. We have to empty ourselves to receive things. All right, Libra, so let's see what is in store for you this month. So I've shuffled the deck off camera, but I just shuffled a little bit more. And I'm using 4 cards from the cat deck to get an idea of the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th week of the month. Then I pull a few energy cards and then destiny cards from the Thoth deck. All right, so the first week is not, it doesn't seem like it's going to be that great at first, okay? We've got the Tower card. So you're not the only sign this month that is getting the Tower card. And I really think that is in line a lot with what the astrological influence is, clearing away to make way for the new. So with the Tower card, things are falling apart. It always happens suddenly, even if you knew something was coming or had hints that something was coming. I mean, boom, it still seems like it hits you out of nowhere, okay? And there's really not much that you can do to control that. It's going to be hard. It is hard. It is traumatic. You just need to, pick yourself up again at some point and do what you can to heal from the trauma. It could be an end of relationship, loss of job, bankruptcy, anything like that, really. But where it's something an aspect in your life where you thought there was security and stability, completely you have the carpet whipped out from underneath you. But this is part of the clearing away to make way for the new. If this didn't happen, there would be no space for what lies ahead for you in the future, which when everything is cleared away, you have infinite potential. So for the 2nd week, we have got the Justice card. This also represents you in your higher arcana. You always believe that it should be a just, righteous, fair outcome, and having the Justice card in the 2nd week not only shows that ultimately whatever happened in the first week, there is going to be a fair and just outcome, but it also shows that you are absolutely going to own your true nature when it comes to, you know, being a Libra, fairness and justice. So even if you were wronged in the first week, you are going to hold the higher ground. Ultimately, you're going to carry yourself with dignity. You're going to remain balanced and logical and fair. You're going to collect yourself pretty quickly. It's very, very impressive, I think. And there will be a righteous and just outcome, okay? So even though it is really difficult what happens in the first week, you really seem to pick yourself up very fast. And it is because of your sense of justice and righteousness that you're able to do so. Now in the third week, we have got the Emperor. So this is a very strong male influence who's a good leader, who's a fair leader, someone that other people look up to. Very, very strong, masculine, fair, dignified energy. Really good energy for you to have this month, especially after the chaos in the first month. This is going to be regaining some order and discipline and authority and structure, routine. So this very well may be you, but it could also be an Aries influence in your life. Regardless, it is a strong male influence that is helping you get through this. I mean, yes, you're strong enough to do this on your own, but man, when things fall apart, it really helps to have someone there with you. So during the fourth week, we have got the Two of Pentacles. So this may very well be a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn influence in your life. However, you have a choice to make when it comes to finances, abundance, career, money, investment, some sort. It could even be possibly movement. It's something to do with earthly matters. It's not always wealth, but it often is a certain direction, a split in the road that you need to take. Now, the thing is, there's no right or wrong decision to make with where it's like a fork in the road with your career for most of you. And to be honest, there's literally no wrong decision that you can make when it comes to this. Both have many different opportunities. Both are going to fulfill and satisfy you in so many different ways. The only mistake that you can make is not making a choice at all and delaying the decision for a little bit too long. So make a decision and then commit to it, stick with it. And I really feel like this Aries influence in your life, or strong male authoritative figure in your life, is really going to help you push through with that, because I know that us Librans, I am a Libra myself, can be quite indecisive. So it's really good to have someone who's really structured and forward moving, like the Aries energy, to help you push through and commit to a decision and accomplish your goals. All right, so let's see what our energy, overall energy, is for this month. Oh, I like this one. Okay, so we have got the Page of Wands. So there is a message. The message is going to come forth potentially from this strong male influence in the third week. And it has to do with a goal that you want. So it's definitely a message or a signal or a sign or something like that. And I believe that this will also help you make the decision that you need to make. It could be connected to you know, whatever it is that's falling apart during the first week, but it is a message. It is, and to listen to that message, listen to the signals, listen to even the subtle signs that the universe gives to you. There are always signs and there are always hints. Our intuition is always present. It's just whether we are listening to it. So I think you're going to be listening to it a lot this month. All right, so let's see. I'm now going to pick a number 1, 2, or 3, and then you can get a more specific reading by picking your destiny card. And I'm going to be using some cards from the Thoth Tarot deck. All right, pick a number 1, 2, or 3. Ooh, oh, I love this one. Okay, so we have got the Empress. If you picked 1, the Empress is very similar to the Emperor, which is that third the male influence that you have in the third week of the month. So the Empress is also a ruler, very authoritative, but it's almost more like because she's a feminine energy who's a ruler, she's more someone who has a lot of wisdom. So a lot of people will go to her for advice rather than, unlike the Emperor, kind of having to move forward and give advice. So just, I would say, focus on receiving the advice of other people around you, listening to your intuition, but don't be shy about going and asking people for advice. Doesn't have to be a woman, but it is someone who you know that you can always go to get really good, solid, well-reasoned, rational advice from someone who is likely an authoritative figure. So it could be a boss, it could be a parent, it could be just someone who's older and potentially a position of authority, but someone who has a lot of experience, and you know it and they give really good advice. Okay, so don't be shy about to go and look for that person to give advice. Okay, you also